Good morning. Hi, IPC, or if you're seeing this in the afternoon, good afternoon, IPC. I hope that y'all had a restful break. I know it's been a couple of days that you've been back in school, but unfortunately, y'all have had the videos that I have been recording have not been able to been uploaded, so you guys haven't seen me or heard from me in a couple of days. I know you watched the video that I had recorded for the anatomy classes on the first day back, but for those of you who missed that day, I'm just going to kind of go over what I said. So you may be wondering what is going on, why I'm not in the classroom with you, and that's because Miss Trevino has to be away from her classroom for the time being. Since she teaches biology and biology is a tested subject, Miss Newman thought it would be best for a teacher to be leading the class rather than a long-term sub. And she picked me to do it. So for the time being, this class is going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to be in Miss Trevino's room while Miss Gonzalez is going to be in the room with you. We're not sure how long Miss Trevino is going to be out. It could be a pretty short time. It could be for the rest of the semester. So I'm trying not to leave y'all hanging. I'm trying to do my best to keep you up to date, well informed. You're still my priority personally, and it just means that we're going to have to switch the way we've been doing things for a bit. Like today, I'm going to be recording videos for you. Sometimes these videos are going to be short. It might just be me giving you directions. Other days, it's going to be how we do our notes. So I'm going to do our best to keep us on the right track, and I'm going to be doing these videos this weekend, and making sure they upload at home, so school Wi-Fi, whatever is preventing me from uploading here, doesn't get in the way, okay? I'm still the one teaching you. I'm still the one giving you grades. I'm still answering your questions. It's just I'm not physically in the room with y'all during the school day. It does also mean that we're going to have to change how we do things a little bit. You're going to, instead of getting new vocab every Monday, and instead of having homework, we're going to switch how we do those as well, okay? You're not going to get new vocab every Monday. Instead, you're going to get new vocab every time we start a new unit, which you have not gotten yet. You will get on Monday when you come back. And you're not going to have traditional homework anymore. So it's not going to have that thing where I assign it on Mondays or Tuesdays whenever I got it uploaded and you turn it in on Fridays. What's going to happen is if your class doesn't finish the video that I have recorded for the day, or you don't finish the work that I have left for you, you do have to take it home and finish it that day. That is your responsibility. The videos are not going to be split over multiple days. If I record a video for one class period, it'll be for one class period. So if your class doesn't finish it, it means you are responsible for watching the rest of the video later on your personal time and finishing whatever work I gave you for the week. You are going to be getting a little packet at the beginning of each unit that is going to include all the vocab and definitions that you need for the unit to succeed. It's also going to kind of give you a mini outline of the unit, like how long we're going to be working on this, and it's also going to let you know when our quizzes and our tests are scheduled to be, and that's where you'll also write in if we have any changes. You will be responsible for holding on to that packet, so make sure that you have someplace safe to put it. I would recommend getting a little folder and putting it in there, or you can just cut it and put it into your notebook that you've had for me, okay? You'll still take notes. You'll still put those in the notebooks, so don't just throw away your composition notebook, okay? You will also, on Mondays, you will also receive a little worksheet, either a worksheet or a worksheet packet that has something that you need to complete each day in class. Sometimes this little assignment will be something like giving me a summary of what you learned during the day. Sometimes it's going to be a specific question that you have to answer, kind of like today. You're seeing the metrics worksheet that Ms. Gonzalez has passed out to you by this time, and we're going to be working on this together today. So these assignments, the worksheet packet that I was just talking about, are going to be due on Fridays, but sometime during the week, I'm going to have Ms. Gonzalez do a check on your project or your progress for another grade. So if you're just procrastinating and waiting to do your work until Thursday night, you're going to get a 0 on that check during the week, and there's no way to make up that 0. If you were absent the day that she does an assignment check, it's your responsibility to show her your work the next day when you walk in. And different class periods are going to have different days for progress checks. So just because your first period has a check on one day doesn't mean that, just because like second period has it on one day doesn't mean that fourth or eighth are going to have it on the same days. Okay. Sometimes they might all be on the same days. Sometimes they won't. But you do need to be holding on to all the worksheets that we pass out, okay? If you are one of those students who does not like to turn in their work to a sub, you're going to need to come over to Ms. Trevino's room and turn it into me personally. I do have a space to hold your assignments so that they don't get mixed in with the biology students' work. I'm not going to hunt you down looking for assignments, okay? You can't use the excuse that since I'm not there, you don't get to turn in your work, okay? You're still going to have quizzes on Fridays, except for this week. These will continue to be short, just like before, and it will be over what you covered in the week, very vocab heavy. You will take these in class, and we will still have a test at the end of each unit. If you're not in class for one of these, you're still going to have to come after school in order to make up the work just like before. If you don't show up, you don't take it, you're going to get a 0, okay? I'm still also going to be holding tutorials. They're going to be in this room, room 413, after school on Tuesdays, or if you ask me to stay another day. It just might be a few minutes until I get over here. I do need to clean up Mr. Trevino's room before I head back over. So if I'm not there right away, just peek around the corner. I'm probably heading over there, okay? If you need me to stay another day, or if you need me to come in early before school, let me know, okay? And if I'm ever not available for tutorials, I'm going to try to let you know ahead of time. If I can't let you know ahead of time, Ms. Gonzalez will be posting a little sign for me to let you know. If you have any questions, I'm going to show you how to use our Padlet as of tomorrow. I will go through and work on it with you so you can see how to submit those questions. For the time being, you can either just come up to me in the middle of the hall and ask me, or you can email me, or write a note and leave it with Ms. Gonzalez. Anyway works. And but I'm going to try to answer those and get them right back to you. On a separate note, you are going to treat Ms. Gonzalez with the utmost respect while she is your sub. She and I are in constant contact. I mean, I talk to her all the time. I talk to her every morning. I talk to her right after school. So she has just as much authority as I do. If she deems it necessary to assign or switch seats, she has my permission to do so. If you're acting up, she's going to let me know, and I'm going to write you up. No questions asked. If you're being awesome, she's going to let me know as well, and I will be giving bonus points on assignment. Every day that your class gets a positive note, I am going to be adding 10 points to your class total. Yes, we are still competing for that class party on me, and I am thinking of splitting it up between the anatomy classes and the IPC classes. So just because y'all are well behind the anatomy classes doesn't mean that you may not be getting a party, okay? So don't lose hope with that. Because this is a long-term, possibly a long-term thing, that's why it's down to 10 points a day with her rather than the 30 points. But that also means if your class is having a bad day, you only get 10 points off, okay? Now, if you guys get a good note for the entire unit, I will give your class a 50-point bonus, okay? I do trust Ms. Gonzalez to be fair and honest, so if she tells me there's an issue, I know there's an issue. Also remember that I'm just down the hallway and I may be checking in from time to time. I do appreciate you all being flexible and working with me during this time. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, as you guys have seen this week, and there's a few details that I'm going to need to iron out. But I'm going to try to do my best to make sure that this transition is as easy for you as I can, and I would appreciate if y'all do the same. I do believe in all of you, and I know that we can get through this. Okay, so enough announcements, enough going over everything. Let's get started on our work today, okay? So in front of you, you should have this worksheet. It says metrics. Make sure to put your name and your period at the top. So why do we study metrics, especially when we're starting physics? Well, metrics is how everybody else in the world, aside from the United States, does their measuring, okay? It's easier, it's a little bit more effective, and it's universal, okay? We use pounds, gallons, and feet. Those are based off of really old sets of measurements. For example, a yard is like the length of King Richard's nose and his arm length. Well, King Richard's been dead for hundreds of years, so how can we actually measure that and be accurate anymore? Okay, so we are going to be using the metric system for this unit, well, for this semester, so you do need to be a little bit more familiar with it. Our basic units. For length, we're going to be using meters instead of feet or yards. So we are going to be using meters, okay? We're going to use grams for mass. So how heavy something weighs is going to be in grams instead of pounds. And then liters for volume instead of gallons or cups or anything like that. It's going to be liters, okay? Now, why do we use this? Like I said, it is a lot easier to use. It's a lot more universal, and it just kind of makes more sense. So with our current system, as you'll see on this side of things, if you want to get bigger or smaller, you're going to have to get different units. So you convert inches to feet rather than just having inches. If you're going from, you're going to have to convert different qualities. So 12 inches equals a foot. You have to know that 16 ounces equals a pound. It gets confusing. Not a lot of us will actually remember. And then you can actually see that it has a kind of complicated formula to convert from one to another. So we use the metric system in science, especially since we aren't the only ones in the world doing science anymore. So we need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So if you are increasing in length, you're just converting centimeters to meters. And then if you're, you can do these conversions in your head once you know what is going on, okay? And how do we know what's going on? Well, we use prefixes, okay? And some of this you may already know, some of this you might not, but we use prefixes, okay? And our prefixes are mega, kilo, our base unit, centi, milli, and micro. What does that mean? Well, mega equals 1 million. Kilo equals 1,000. Centi is 1/100th, so it's less than 1. Milli is 1/1000th. And then micro is 1/1,000,000th. So for example, they give you some examples right here on the side. A megaliter, capital ML, is 1 million liters. A kilogram, or kilogram, known as kg, is 1,000 grams. A centimeter, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Okay? 1/100th of a meter equals a centimeter. 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. And 1 million micrometers equals 1 meter. Okay? So it's all tens placed here rather than like 1.25 or 15 or 12, whatever it was for the British units. So we are going to be using the metric units. And it does show you how to do the conversion ratio over here. Just know that it's all tens, okay? And all you really need to do is move the decimal to make it bigger or larger, or even smaller, okay? If it's a larger prefix, so if you're going to make it bigger, you're going to move the decimal over to the left. You're going to add zeros, add it to the left. If you were going to be making it smaller, you're going to move the decimal to the right, okay? So look over here on the right-hand side, okay? If we have 1 megameter, that equals 1,000 kilometers. So we went from 1 to 1,000. The decimal moved over to the right, okay? So, and then meters, we're going smaller. Meters, decimal moved over to the right. There are 1 million meters in a megameter. And then it just keeps getting bigger as we move the decimal to the right, as we go down to centimeters, millimeters, and micrometers. Okay? They're all still in tens, they're all still in thousands, but it's just moving that decimal over. Okay? And it's important to have a sense of these units so that we're not just talking numbers. A good scientist knows if a number makes sense. So if you see something in front of you and you go, well, that's 1,000 meters away. Well, you could just say that's a kilometer away. Makes sense? Okay. So you guys just have to use a little bit of common sense. So 1 liter is bigger than a quart. 1 milliliter is the volume of a small marble. Okay. So you need to know a quart's smaller than a liter. Mass is, they're showing just the differences between like the British system and the actual metric system. Okay, so know that the actual size, about 1 centimeter, is about this far apart. Okay, what you're going to try to do for the rest of today is you are going to try to work through this worksheet by yourselves using the notes right on top or on the first half of the page. Okay, I know this isn't a lot of information. I just want to see if you guys can start to figure these things out. We will be going over the correct answers tomorrow together so you guys know how things work. But I want you to at least try it for right now. See what you get. And then tomorrow what I'll probably do is I'll probably have you switch with a partner and we'll try to see how many you got right and how many you didn't. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, if you have questions, please let me know. Please come talk to me. I do enjoy seeing y'all in the hallways. A lot of you have come up and said, hi, we miss you. I really do miss y'all too. I do wish I was back in the room with y'all. We had to make the best of the situation that we're in. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.